Good morning, dear students. We are in class 8, subject science. I am taking the third chapter, synthetic fibers and plastics. So, let us discuss what we have studied in the last class. Do you remember? So, in the last class, we have studied about the synthetic fibers. So, what are synthetic fibers? Fibers are classified into two types. One is natural fiber, the another one is synthetic fibers. So, these natural fibers are obtained from plant source or from animal source. And these synthetic fibers are prepared by man. These are prepared by human beings in the industries. So, these synthetic fibers are prepared using the polymers. So, what is polymer? Polymer is a chemical substance. It is a long chain of a single substance, single chemical unit. So, from that they prepare the fibers and they prepare the articles. So, and we have discussed about different types of synthetic fibers: nylon, rayon, terylene and polyesters, etc. And we have studied about the characteristics of these synthetic fibers. Why do we prefer synthetic fibers? Because these synthetic fibers have wide range of applications compared to natural fibers. These synthetic fibers are very cheap and it is very long lasting, and you can these are very strong. These fibers are very strong compared to natural fibers, and it is easy to maintain these articles because they won't get wrinkles easily. So you can easily wash and dry up. You can maintain these things, and these are less water absorbent. They will not absorb water too much compared to our natural fibers, and these are readily available. It is available and it is long lasting. And what is the disadvantage of these synthetic fibers? These synthetic fibers catches fire. Why? Because they are prepared. These synthetic fibers are prepared using the petrochemicals. So that much we have discussed in the last class, isn't it? Yes. So we have come to know that synthetic fibers are made up of polymers. Polymers are nothing but it's a repetition of the single chemical substance, and it is a long chain. So, if we classify the polymers, there are three types. Polymers can be classified into three types, that is fibers and plastics and elastomers. Okay, we have studied about fibers in the last class. That is nothing but synthetic fibers only. Now, let us see what are plastics. What is plastics? So, in our day-to-day life, we use so many articles made up of plastics. So, you can list out so many things. There is no limit for the list of things made up of plastics. So, what are these plastics? Plastics are nothing but it is also a polymer. It is like the synthetic fiber. All plastics do not have the same type of arrangement of units. The polymers the arrangement of the structure is not same in all the plastics. So there is two types in the arrangement of structure of plastic, that is linear arrangement and one more is cross-linked arrangement. You can observe in this picture. In the linear arrangement, the structure is simple. It is continuous in one direction only, like the compartment of the train. And in the cross-linked arrangement, the structure is complex. The articles made up of plastics are available in different shapes, size, and in all the varieties, 2D, 3D dimension, everything. So you can see wide variety in the articles made up of plastics. Why we prefer plastics? Because to synthesize this plastic is very easy. This material is easy to mold. When you heat this, when you melt this materials, you can give any shapes, any size, and this plastic material can be melted, colored, and you can roll it into sheets, and you can make the wires and everything. So we can see wide variety in these plastic materials. The most commonly used every day for carrying anything, we use these polythene bags are the example for plastic article. What is polythene? Polythene is a combination of two words, poly plus ethene. So there is a repetition of structure. Which structure? Chemical ethene is present. Ethene, a repetition of ethene substance in the polythene. Okay, there is some interesting facts about these plastics. So take some plastic articles, plastic bottle, polythene bag, and PVC pipe. Try to bend them. So some things, some plastic bags, some plastic scale, some bottles you can easily bend, but some like chairs and some jars you can't easily bend. So based on the soft and rigidity of the structure, we can classify the plastics into two types. And take one plastic bottle and put very hot water, boiled water. So what happens? Its shape deformed. It changes its shape. It loses its shape, real shape. So that materials, such articles you can easily mold. Again you can mold and you can reuse it. You can give some other shape again. Based on certain characteristics, we can classify the plastics into two types, that is thermoplastics and thermostatic plastics. Let us learn in detail these two types and let us learn about the characteristics of these plastics. First one is thermoplastic. Some plastics which gets deformed easily on heating and can bend easily are known as thermoplastics. Let us discuss about the properties of these thermoplastics. These thermoplastics easily changes its shape when it is heated, or you can easily bend, and they changes its state. When you heat this thermoplastics, they will convert they will convert it into liquid state, then it will become then it will reach the gaseous state. So if you take the polythene bag, if you hold it for the fire, it will reach as liquid state and then it will convert it into gaseous state. So we have so many examples for these thermoplastics. The most commonly known examples are polythene and PVC. Articles made up of polythene and PVC are most commonly known example for these thermoplastics. So what are the articles? Toys, combs, and polythene bags, etc. On the other hand, there are some plastics, okay, which when molded once cannot be softened by heating. These materials, once you mold and give shape, and after that if you heat and try to change its shape, it is difficult. So these type of plastics is known as thermosetting plastics. What is thermosetting plastics? Plastics which when molded once cannot be softened by heating are called thermosetting plastics. The application of thermosetting plastics is very large. There is wide variety in the thermosetting plastics. The application is very wide. Examples for thermosetting plastics are bakelite and melamine. So what is bakelite? Bakelite is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. So it is used in electrical switches and handles of various utensils, etc. You might be seen in the kitchen. The pressure cooker handle, milk cooker handles, and the knobs of the gas stove is made up of these bakelites. So they don't conduct electricity and they don't conduct heat also. It is resistant to the heat. That is why it is used in the kitchen. And one more example is melamine. So what is melamine? Melamine is a versatile material. It also resists towards the fire, and it can tolerate the heat better than other plastics. Like it is also resistant towards the heat and electricity. It don't conduct electricity. These two things are insulators. So these materials is used for making the floor tiles, kitchenware and fabrics which resist the fire. So they through that, if you hold things using that, it won't conduct heat. So it is used in the utensils. In this picture you can see the applications of these thermosetting plastics. You can observe the articles made up of thermosetting plastics, the electrical switches, plates, and some tiles and handles of the cooker, etc. Now let us see the characteristics, the special features of plastics in detail. Plastics as materials of choice. So when you enter the kitchen in these days, in the present condition, we can see many things made up of plastics. If you ask your grandparents or the old generation people, okay, which type of materials they used to use? They used to use the mud pots and some china dish and all. So they are eco-friendly. So, but these days this new generation is not making use of those things. Instead of that, those mud pots and china dishes are replaced by these plastic materials. So in which thing you will store the curd or oil? We store the curd in plastic material instead of we all know, if we store the curd in the aluminium or steel utensils, it corrode the utensils. That is why we should not, and it will become poisonous, so we should not store the acidic substances in this utensil. Instead of that, you can make use of this plastic material. So, and also you can in which type of material you bring the milk? We bring the milk in the plastic cover. So the plastic packet. So we don't prefer the natural thing or any natural fibers. And also oil also we can carry in the olden days, people used to carry by tins, but these days they are storing and carrying these oily substance in the plastic materials. So plastic is a material of choice, so we can use for storing the substance in order to carry the things. Why? What is the reason for using what is the reason for making use of these plastic these days? Because it is very lightweight and it available for the lower cost, and it have the good strength and easy to handle. So these are the properties of these plastics made us to use in our daily life. And also plastic also used in the cars, aircraft and spacecrafts also. There is no limit for the applications of plastic articles. Now let us discuss one more property of this plastic, that is plastic is non-reactive. So as I already told, we don't store the acidic substances or oily substances in the metals, because they gets corrode or they gets rusted. If you take anything, the metals gets rusted when you expose to moisture and air. So we prefer plastic substances, and these plastic substances do not corrode easily. So that is why we make use of, they are resistant to many chemical reactions. They don't react chemically. The next characteristics of this plastic is light, strong and durable. So if you ask your grandparents and parents about which type of materials they used to use to carry the things, to store the things, in the olden days people used to make use of the mud pots and steel or aluminium vessels to store the water and all. But these days we can see the wide variety of application of these plastic buckets, plastic mug, etc. So the containers are made up of plastic material. Why we prefer this plastic? Because it is light, it is very strong and it is durable compared to the natural materials or the metals. And these plastics can be molded into different shapes and sizes. So this is also, there is wide variety in the usage in industry, in household articles, etc. The next property of plastics are, they are poor conductors. They are poor conductors of heat and electricity. That is why this plastic is used in electrical appliances. So the cable or the wire or the screwdriver and the kitchen appliances, the handles of the utensils are made up of plastics. Okay, let us see the wide variety applications of these plastics. Plastics also used in the healthcare industry. How? If you see the materials, the things used in the hospital, clinics and all, the cover, the wrappers of the tablets is made up of plastic. Some examples I can give: packaging of tablets, threads used for stitching the wounds, syringes and gloves, and so many instruments are made up of these plastics. In the microwave oven also, there is some special plastic cookware is used for cooking the food. So this just cooks the food and it does not affect the vessel or the utensil that you have used for cooking. Also, if you see the tawas, in these days tawas are made up of this Teflon coated plastic material. In the tawa there is Teflon coating is there, so oil and water will not stick the tawa. So it is also one helpful of these plastics. There is one more interesting fact about these plastics. There is fireproof plastics are there. As we studied in synthetic fibers catches fire easily, but these plastics do not catches fire easily. That is why it is used in the fireworks. So the fireman wears the uniform which is made up of these fireproof plastics. They have the coatings of melanin. These fireproof uniform have the coatings of melanin that does not catches the fire. So it is heat resistant material. Now let us discuss about plastics in the environment. Plastics and the environment. Okay, when we go to shop, we want to buy some things, so we will wrap the things, we will cover the things, we will carry the things in plastic. Most of the things we carry using the plastic bags or the polythene bags. The reason is it is easy to carry, it is easy, it is available for the cheap cost and all. But what happens when we reach home? In our hand we almost have more than 5. If you are going to if you went to market, while coming back, in your hand you might be having 4-5 plastic or the polythene bags. Where do you discard these plastics? You put them in the dustbin and next day you will give it to the garbage. So this makes the major problem. This creates the major problem. The disposal of these plastics is a major problem. Why? Because these plastics are non-biodegradable. See, if you throw any waste vegetable peel or the fruit peels to the soil, if you throw it to the plants, if you just throw it, next it will rot and it will mix with the soil and it will become the manure. But these plastics are not biodegradable because these are prepared using the synthetic chemical substances. That is why this creates a major problem. So what are these biodegradable and non-biodegradable things? The material which gets decomposed through the natural processes, such as action by bacteria, is called the biodegradable. See, what is biodegradable? materials. A material which gets decomposed through the action of natural processes by some bacteria, fungus and earthworms, etc. So they become the manure and they will mix with the soil, they become the nutrients to the soil. And what are these non-biodegradable materials? A material which is not easily decomposed by the natural process is termed as non-biodegradable. They will not rot, they will not mix with the soil, they will remain as it is if you throw them into the soil. So, in this table it is given. Let us discuss in detail. See, you can understand it better by reading this table 3.3 in your textbook. See, it is given peels of vegetables and fruits and leftover foodstuffs takes only just 1 to 2 days, 1 to 2 weeks. So they are biodegradable. Then paper, cotton cloth, wood, woolen clothes. These things are natural. These things are natural things. Okay, they are easily biodegradable within 15 days. And the metals, tin, aluminium and other metal cans takes 100 to 500 years. See how much time it takes. The metals take 500 to 500 years. So they are non-biodegradable materials. Also, these plastic bags, several years means it is more than 500 years. You think how much plastic we dispose, how much plastics we use. So what happens to the environment? What is the what effect we can see on the environment? See, in this pandemic situation, in the earlier we used to throw all the garbage into the environment, to the dustbin, our environment, and to the beach places and in the park, everywhere we used to use and throw the plastic materials. Now what happened in this pandemic situation? The doctors are all the peoples are most of the doctors and people who are working in the health care departments and all, they are wearing these plastic material. See how the nature environment reacts to us, how what situation we will face in the this present example is enough to understand what effect we can face by harming the environment, damaging the environment. This is the best example. Since this plastics takes several years to decompose, it is not eco-friendly. It harms the environment. It pollutes the environment. You can't decompose these things. So if you burn also, what happens? It releases the poisonous gases because it is prepared using the harmful chemical substances. So if you burn also, it releases harmful gases, so that causes so many health issues also. So how to solve these problems? And also one more thing, if you throw the waste materials into the garbage dump, what happens? The animals will find these things and they will eat. The cow, buffaloes and street dogs and all, they will eat. And without their knowledge, if they eat these plastic materials, they will wrap into their digestive system, especially the intestine, then they will die. So many researchers have found that because of these plastic materials, so many aquatic animals die. You can see in the social media so many examples you can see. So the instead of so let us find how to solve this problem. Let us find any solutions to replace this plastic. So we can't completely stop using plastic. Instead of that, I can say avoid using the plastics as much as possible. So when you are able to carry the things using the natural bags, okay, natural fiber bags made up of natural fiber such as cotton or jute bags, it is preferable. So these cotton and jute are biodegradable, they are eco-friendly, and you can reuse that materials. You can wash the cotton bag or jute bag and you can use. So this is how you can contribute towards the reducing the use of plastic in a daily life. And also it is better to use the recycled plastics. Thermoplastics are thermoplastics can be recycled. So but there is one problem. While recycling, they will use the coloring agents. There also they will use the chemical substances to to wash the plastics. So that is also harmful. There is more disadvantage compared to usage applications of these plastics. So as a I will suggest you, as a responsible citizen, you can follow this 5R principle to in order to take care of this environment. What are these 5R's? A 5R principle: reduce, R stands for reduce, then reuse, recycle, recover and refuse. Why we have to follow this 5R principle in order to take care of this nature? Because this plastic have more disadvantages than the advantages. Once we can use and throw these plastic materials, but it is difficult to difficult to degrade, difficult to decompose these materials. If we don't decompose, if we burn also, it harms it creates air pollution. If we throw it into the soil, it decreases the fertility of the soil. It blocks the area. There is no the soil fertility decreases. And also, and if we throw this plastic into the aquatic bodies, water bodies, what happens? If the living organisms eat, swallow, they will die. It will wrap into in their digestive system and it will die. So it have so many disadvantage compared to the advantage level. In this environment, in this nature, all the living organisms have equal right to live and enjoy the life. It is God given gift, God's gift. The life is a God's gift. So we don't have the right to kill the animals or indirectly kill the animals. We should not be the responsible for their death. So we have to live and let live all the living organisms. That is why try to minimize the usage of these plastics. Instead of that, make use of the natural fibers and be eco-friendly always. Dear students, in this chapter we have discussed about synthetic fibers and plastics. Please go through the textbook, read the textbook and try to understand the concept. And if you have any doubts, please ask me. And in the textbook exercise, fill in the blanks, choose the correct answers are there. Try to find the answers and write it in pencil. And later I will give the class notes. That time you cross check your answer and write in the textbook only the answers of, choose the correct answers and fill in the blanks. The remaining question answers write in the notebook. That I will give you later. Thank you, students.